I see attendees coming in. Welcome. We're going to give about 30 seconds for everybody to get in, and we will begin the webinar. I've got a funny YouTube to share with everybody today when we get started here. I think everybody's going to love this. I think it's the reality that we live in right now. All right, give a few more minutes for people to join, and we'll kick off the quick. Actually, I'm going to go and do it while people are joining. This is a Zoom. I would say it's hilarious. If you grew up in the 90s, you'll definitely understand. So I'm going to kick this off real fast.
All I want to do is zoom in my room.
This lighting sucks. All I want to do is zoom in my room. I'm eating lunch. All I want to do is zoom in my room. I'm wearing sweats. All I want to do is zoom in my room. Check out my pets. Chat baby 1 2 3 4. Chat baby 1 2 3. Chat baby 1 2. Chat baby 1. Yeah, I'm a Zoom user, and people from around the nation are gonna get to see my new presentation. They can't enable video, they're gonna need directions. And Bob keeps on freezing because he has a bad connection. And Phyllis looks like she's joining from her bedroom, but it's all ceiling, yeah, too much headroom. Jeff's the funny one who used the background editor, but it isn't working and he looks like he's the predator. The offices are closed and we're all making the best of it. My son got ketchup on my quarterly estimate. My wife walked past, she didn't know that she was on. She's embarrassed because she did her first Zoom bomb. And nobody combed their hair, and all the families are there. And Jeff, he forgot to mute. And now we can hear it too.
Yeah. Jeff, you.
Oh my God.
Jeff, we can see. Oh, Jeff, we can see you.
No, we can see you in the bathroom.
You are fired.
See you in the
Gotta
bathroom.
get that.
Can everyone mute, please?
Gotta get that.
Did Bob drop off?
Gotta get that.
Have you guys seen Tiger King?
Gotta get.
I watched 4 episodes last night.
Zoom.
Be on brand.
Zoom.
Make it pop.
Zoom.
But be authentic.
Zoom.
Tiger King.
Zoom.
There's an echo.
Zoom.
Alrighty, I just wanted to share that real fast. I thought it was hilarious in the day and age that we live in, and it's so funny that a lot of these things are actually I've seen it all during Zoom conferences these days. So I'm going to start with the PowerPoint here and bring that up. Alrighty. I was telling Al a few minutes ago that I need a production person besides doing my own production work. All right, guys. So today we're going to be talking about how to utilize VoIP while working from home. Just a real quick, and the people that haven't been on this call before, wanted to just recap who I am and what I do. So I grew up in Eastern North Carolina, moved to Atlanta in 2002, started Vector in 2008, and I've got about 22 years, a little over 22 years experience in IT. The agenda today is who is Vector, and recap of past webinars, the client spotlight, which we have also one today, using VoIP while working from home, and then we're going to do a VoIP demo of our VoIP system, and then taking any Q&A questions. If you do have a question in the middle of this, please put in the chat or in the QA section, and Logan will pop in and get our attention on that. And you can ask any of us any questions that you would like. So Vector Choice, we have 4 offices, Atlanta, North Carolina, Baton Rouge, and Northern Virginia, servicing Northern Virginia and DC market. We've got clients about 23 states and 2 countries right now. And we do a lot of compliancy work between HIPAA, ITAR, PCI, GDPR, NIST compliancy. So just wanted to, and then also our service offering, we do managed services, email hosting, phone hosting, business internet, compliance, and software development. So if you guys want to know anything about that, please let us know. Remember, these webinars are not a sales webinar at all. I just wanted to at least get you guys to know who we are and what we do. And then if you want to watch the past webinars, you can go to vectorchoice.com/work-from-home. And there you're going to see all the webinars that we've done. If you want to rewatch this webinar, it will be posted within the 24 hours on the website, and you'll actually be able to watch that, and any links that is shared today will also be on that website. But we've covered a lot of awesome stuff from how to use Zoom and Zoom etiquette, especially from the video that we just watched, and Teams, Office 365, and how to utilize the E1 free license with Office 365 for 6 months if you've never used that. And then several things. And we've got some great webinars coming up the next couple of days. We do them on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays from 11 to 12. If you want to join, please sign up and join us at 11 o'clock each day. All right, so we have our special guest, H&W Solutions. H&W Solutions is a client of ours, as well as we're a client of theirs. And so Sarah is the CEO of H&W, and I've got the website there and their phone number if you want to reach out to them for any material, any print material, anything they do. So Sarah, please introduce yourself. Tell us what you guys do and how you benefit your clients.
Thank you. Well, thanks for asking me to be here today. Sarah Gossett with H&W Solutions. We've been in business for 23 years. I've been with the company for 12 years, and we're a brand management company that manages brands for our customers through all marketing means of print, promo, apparel, signage, banners, online storefronts, direct mailing, all of that with a manufacturing facility in Marietta, 100,000 square feet and close to 100 associates.
Great. And they do an awesome job, by the way. The material and stuff that I've gotten from them. Here's our brochure, company brochure that they do printing for us. And it looks great and awesome. So definitely appreciate it, Sarah. So Sarah, let's talk about your clients working from home today and how you're helping them. What are you doing? I know you guys are sort of a mix of working from home and also, in the production area, you have to have people. So first, let's talk about how you guys are handling the work from home situation.
So it was certainly new for us. We had a couple of associates who have been remote for a long time. Our creative director is actually in California. So he's worked remote for us for 4 or 5 years. And our storefront team, for the most part, works remote, as well as the other creative people. Those were the only people that were used to working remotely. We could all do it when we were on vacation, but it was all new to take 25 of us and send us home and as non-essentials and start working from home on our computers. Completely different for us. The first couple of days, I think we broke the system. I think we broke your engineering staff. But 3 weeks in now, we're doing really well on being able to log in directly. All our systems are right there in front of us, and we're learning how to communicate with each other better, I think. So gone are the days of just having those meetings in a conference room that take up time and energy, but now it's much more succinct through the systems that you've got. That's about 25 of us or so. And of course, then we have our essentials in our manufacturing plant that are working there. So we're learning how to communicate back to the plant from remotely.
So the days of running in your office and bothering you every 5 minutes, at least you can stay away from that now.
Yeah, I used to think that I had to be in the office to get things done. And now I realize that I get so much more done here at home from my home office instead.
Yeah, good. So how are you helping your clients, and what are you seeing out of your clientele? Because I'm sure you've got different sizes and variety of types of clients in different industries. How are you seeing your clients work, and also how are you helping your clients?
Sure. So, half of our clients are really retail-based clients, K&G superstores, PGA superstores, all of those retail locations, Home Depot stores, HG Supply stores. And some of them are closing and some of them are open, but with varying hours and different criteria now that they have to stay open. Their office staff, typically buyers who I work with, are moved home now. So Zoom has been a huge part of that, staying in contact with them, what their needs are, and getting materials out to their locations that are still open. Construction is a big segment of ours. A lot of construction companies, so getting them the items that they need to stay compliant in their states, knowing the state regulations of what can be done and what can't be done has been new to us. So using all the internet tools available to us and becoming an advisor to those customers, much more so than we were before. I think we can become reactive in many ways. And one of the positives coming out of this is we're learning how to be much more proactive. What is it that we can advise them that they need through electronic means?
Yep, yep, absolutely. So what are you seeing people purchase today that is sort of the virus and pandemic focus, maybe not necessarily focus on that, but how are they shifting or adjusting to their brands?
Sure.
And what are they purchasing from you guys?
Well, I will tell you this, one of the things that's been interesting is branded materials have become less important. Generic materials, as fast as we can get them, has been a shift. So if it's going to take us an extra day to screen print or embroider something, they would rather have it right away. So we're doing a lot of masks for retail workers. We're doing a lot of thermometers for places that are open. Like in the state of Georgia, one of the requirements is to test temperatures for people coming in. So we're doing a lot of forehead strip thermometers and cards explaining to associates how to use those cards before they come to work. We're doing a lot of alcohol wipes, a lot of hand sanitizer, all of those different things.
You can get hand sanitizer
for our customers. Do you need some?
Yeah, you're definitely not going to get it at Walmart or Kroger.
No, so all kinds of new things, and then we're looking at like what are newer items, right? A lot of the N95 masks, KN95 masks, FFP2 masks, things I knew nothing about 3 weeks ago, have to go to medical workers and frontline people. So what are the options that we can provide that are non-medical? Face buffs, those neck buffs that pull up over the face. We're doing a lot of those now. We've also figured out how to manufacture them in-house. So we were actually doing prototypes earlier this week, getting the material, polyspandex material, antimicrobial materials, and learned that we can do them in-house. So we've started producing them in-house rather than having to go overseas to get them. So that's been big, as well as face shields. You see people with face shields, the masks coming down. We figured out how to get those onto caps so it can be snapped onto a cap and lift up or down. So just becoming extremely creative. And there's going to be, we're seeing a push, especially to get things as quickly as possible. Doing it here in the United States certainly meets that. And being able to tell people that we're manufacturing in-house in Marietta, Georgia is making a huge difference.
That is pretty cool. So can you guys do the N95 mask as well, or you guys?
No.
You're
No,
not. Okay.
Yeah, we're certainly not doing that. We're staying away from that. Also, we're doing a lot of posters, right? Another one of the Georgia regulations is having signage up for locations that are still open.
Yep.
So we're doing a lot of wash your hand posters, a lot of COVID-19 explanations of what they should look for in all different formats, whether it's banners or styrene signs or signage for outside of buildings, new hours signs, right? Home Depot's, HD Supplies, some of them have changed hours. And getting those hour signs on locations has been big.
Okay. And so that's great. I like the mask thing. Are you doing branded ones, or are they just?
Yeah.
We might we might have to get some Vector Choice logo mask.
Well, in the state of California, right there in California, they're already coming out, I think yesterday or the day before, if you're going to be outside, you have to wear a mask. That's going to spread across the United States, right? Yeah. In China right now, that is one of the things they have is now you have to wear masks outside. That will happen here in the United States. So we're trying to make sure that we know how to produce them so that people can get them faster.
Yeah, I had to go to Home Depot this past weekend, and I was like, I need to wear a mask. And so I started looking in my garage with, around my paint material, and crazy enough, I had 2 N95 masks. Never knew what an N95 mask was, but I was using it for painting, and so I actually had 2 of them. So I'm like, I'm sitting on $1 million here.
Yeah, you really are.
Yeah. Okay, so your employees, how are your employees being productive working from home? I know you got a mixture of both, still inside and working from home. How are they being productive? How are you monitoring their being productive? And I'll let you answer that. And I got one more question for you that's off topic.
So that's been difficult. The getting everyone to remotely was actually easier than now. What is everyone working on? So we're still working on that and doing old school task lists from everyone. There's certainly got to be a better platform that we haven't been using to be able to monitor that. We know what people are doing based on the communications we have with what's being written up in the system or what quotes are being put in the system. And certainly that tracks who's doing it. We also have an internal system that we're using a lot called Group Me,
Yeah.
that every associate is on. That's allowing us to communicate between each other, and has actually become quite a positive piece of communication that all of us can use to commend others for stepping up and doing things differently and checking in with everyone. That's been a big tool. But the accountability piece, I don't quite have it yet. Thankfully, all the associates we have right now, truly, it feels like it's all hands on deck doing whatever's needed. So I don't think we have any issue, but I don't know for sure because we don't have that piece figured out.
Yeah. So I had one of my, and I will not name the company name or the employee, but on the sign up form that we have, it says, what's some things you can talk about, and one of the things is, well, I get bored because by 2 or 3 o'clock I've got all my tasks done.
Mhm.
What should I do? And I'm thinking from a CEO standpoint, reach out to your manager. They will give you something to do. We can find, as owners, we can definitely find something for you to do. So if you had, given advice, and if you had someone that would honestly come to you and say, "Hey, I'm finished with all my tasks by 2 o'clock," what would be your answer to them of continuing thinking outside the box and finding something to do?
Well, certainly your simplest answer there of talking to their manager, for sure. And likely, I think the communication piece is important, that some people actually are doing that, right? The ones that aren't, that's getting the message to them of what to do. For us, there is so much to be done. I mean, honestly, it feels like we're working harder and longer hours than we've ever worked in our life. I think for most companies right now. But the raising the hand is important. And in this crisis, those who are raising their hand, they're setting themselves apart. We talk about company culture. That was certainly a focus the last few years. Right now, it's surviving the crisis and thriving on the other side of it. So through the crisis, it's certainly spotlighting associates who are raising their hand and taking on more items, but thinking proactively also, right? Just one more thing, and I won't make it long. We have an internal task force on managing the crisis, right? But we've got to start looking at what we look like after the crisis, because it doesn't go back to normal on May 1st. It's going to be a new normal for quite a long time. So those people who are raising their hand, that's what we're working on. What are the things that we need to be looking at for our customers in June, in July? What kind of new items are they going to be giving their associates versus koozies that we used to give pitch to customers, or different items? What are the new items that they need? Antimicrobial items, coming up with different kits. We had a lot of seniors, high school seniors, that belong to some of our associates. And with seniors losing graduation, what are some of the things that families are looking for? So now we have people who are raising their hand and say, okay, let's create a storefront where people with seniors can go on there. They can get signage for their yards. They can get different items for their seniors. So just being creative and out of the box.
Okay. All right. And my last question, and guys, we'll get moved on to the VoIP demo piece of it, is how are you managing expectations between employees and clients on your response times, getting things done, and so forth?
So H&W has always had a motto of kind of seriously fast, and it feels like we've kicked that up a notch. Responsiveness is key right now, right? We saw a drop in business 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, whenever that was, and we knew that our customers have other suppliers as well. We knew that we had to have a sense of urgency that no one else could match. So that expectation for all associates, that phone in our hand, weekends, nights, whatever it is, so that we can respond to everyone. And that was an initial expectation, is what are we going to need to do to separate ourselves from everyone else? And that responsiveness is absolutely key.
Yep. No, I agree. I agree from that current slide. Well, Sarah, I appreciate it. Thank you so much for coming on. Guys, if you have any questions for her, I don't know if she's going to hang out for the rest of the webinar here, but if you do have any questions for her, you can contact her. And Sarah, I did not put your email address. I apologize, but the phone number, the main phone number to the office is there. But Sarah, do you want to share an email address, yours or someone else's?
Sure, it's just Sarah. It's just Sarah at hwsolutions.com, SARAH at hwsolutions.com. And you may have other vendors that you use. if I can help in any way with any ideas, even if you're going to buy from someone else, I have no problem with that. Happy to be an advisor and help you make care pitches to your customers, and help you think of different things. That's what's new for us right now also, is being more of an advisor than we were. So if I can help in any way, please reach out.
Yeah, and Sarah, we have obviously we have clients in different locations in different states. You guys are able to service outside of Georgia, I'm assuming.
Absolutely, we service customers all over the world.
Okay, all right. Well, Sarah,
I just added her email address in the chat for everyone.
Okay, good deal. Well, Sarah, I appreciate it. Thank you so much, and you're feel free to hang on with us if you want to be working and put yourself turn your camera off. That's fine, or if you want to drop off, not a problem. But guys, if you are interested in being in a client spotlight, please reach out to me. This is the first one we've had doing the webinars, but I'm going to start having someone come on each week to do a client spotlight and really just give back to the different communities and what they offer to clients. Even though that I'm not selling on this call, I definitely give you my clients permission to be able to sell and pitch on this call. So please give back to the greater community here. Sarah, thank you so much, and you have a wonderful day.
Thanks for having me, and thanks so much to the Vector crew taking care of us.
Thank you.
Bye.
All right, guys. So using VoIP while working from home, and so let's talk about VoIP. What is VoIP? VoIP is voice over IP, and we're going to dive. Me and Al are going to dive a little bit deeper into that. And voice over IP means that you can have your phone is running off of data versus your traditional telephony network. And for home users, it means, when you plug your phone into the wall at your house, and you use AT&T or whoever that you have for your phone provider, that is the old telephony. And then there's businesses still out there that still use telephony phone systems, but they're handicapped because they can't take their phones anywhere. They can't be mobile in the day's workforce. And especially today's workforce, as well as in the past couple of weeks and months now. It's months, God. I think I've been in the house for about 30 days now. But and we're gonna have to get used to that. So if you don't have a voice over IP phone system, or your company does not, please mention that to them and get them encouraged. Or if you're the owner, encourage you to use this. And we're gonna start, talking about how to utilize this and work with inside of VoIP system. Now, if you guys have any questions for us, again, the Q&A. So Al, just quickly, and Al is one of my engineers, VoIP engineers. He does networking and VoIP engineering for us. He's in our North Carolina office. And so Al, share with us your definition of voice over IP and how it can help companies today.
Sure. For instance, our offering that we offer is a cloud-hosted type solution where everything comes to a destination in the cloud. So it's highly available throughout the nation. There's not one specific area that we have that can cause a situation other than you losing internet to the World Wide Web, which in that case, we do provide solutions as far as having two ISPs, so you are always connected. And that's the key here with the VoIP. Since you are always connected to the internet with our solution, you're able to have that resiliency with this phone system versus a traditional phone system that is hosted on site. If you lose your PRI, you no longer have service. Versus our solution that as long as you have internet, it could be either DSL, cable, or even satellite internet, so long you are connected to the internet, you will always receive your calls. And if all else fails, we do have a soft phone that goes on your cell phone, and your phone will always ring.
Yep. So guys, really the point of having a VoIP system, it makes you very remote and very mobile, and especially everybody working from home. I'll give you a prime example here and grab my phone. My desk phone is sitting right here beside me, and I'm sitting in my house, and I can take calls if you call the office, just like the rest of my techs. They have the same phone sitting on their desk. They can also use their cell phone on their computer, and there's other things that also comes with VoIP hosting. You get most providers are going to give you unlimited local and long distance calling in the United States. Now, we give unlimited local and long distance in the United States and Canada. So what does that mean for you? Long distance charges gone for you. Yes, if you call international, you call outside those two countries, it will be an international charge, but you get waived. You start having a flat fee when it comes to your phone service. And not only do you have a phone box in your office, that gets rid of that. You get rid of your phone vendor having to come in and fix issues or make changes. And you also get rid of your PRI or phone lines coming into your office. So that's another cost that goes down for you. And I have some clients who are actually on this call that uses our VoIP system. And if you guys would like to interact and share your knowledge and your experience of using VoIP, please do that. I'll put in the chat, and I'll promote you to be able to speak. But that gives you the benefit of being remote. You start streamlining your costs down. You have one cost. With our service, we actually provide the phone to you. So we give you I think it's the new one is the Polycom VVX 501 phones, yep. And which look like this. It's touchscreen, if I can get my finger right there. And so now as you see here, I have one cable plugged in. That's the data cable going to my network. Now, if you don't have what's called a power over PoE switch or a power over Ethernet switch to power your phone, and what that PoE means, it powers the phone from the actual network device itself. You can actually have a power adapter just to plug in and plug it into the wall and power it the same way. So even if you have to plug this straight into your Comcast modem or your any modem that you have at home, you got to plug that straight in. You can power via the wall as well. So that gives you the ability to tell your employees, hey, take the phone home, work from home, just like you take your laptop. And now I've got a complete office setup there. So let's go into, and Al, I'm going to let you share your screen. Let's go into the call features. We use a platform called Boomia, and we'll show using it from his computer. He's going to call me, and I'll just call my extension 100, I think, and just call me, and then I'll be talking on my phone. He'll be talking on his app. Now, if you are a customer of ours and you're not currently using this, just reach out to our support team at support@vectorchoice.com, and they will be able to set this up for you. Now, this is only for our new VoIP system. We have two platforms. We have an old platform. Some of my customers might still be on the old platform, but if you're on the new platform, you have the ability to use this. Again, this will run from any laptop. So Al, go ahead and kick that off.
Sure. I'm going to dial this is the new feature that was just released, which is the web phone. Once the COVID-19 started happening, we had to quickly be able to deploy this to several customers so they could call from without having to install any software. Just open up a browser and be able to hit call and send. So here's a quick call to Will.
Okay. All right, so I got my phone turned down, but you'll hear my phone ring, and also you'll see my mobile phone ring, and I'll show you that in a second. So, oh, there we go. Answer. All right.
Okay.
Now.
Fantastic. Now the call is connected. And with this call, this is one of the coolest things about our software. We're able to we can create tasks within our software here. Task call. I'm just going to give it a quick name. And I can tag the call that's come in. I can tag a description in here. And simple as adding a task, it goes into my task. I can also create a note. For instance, especially if a receptionist is answering this call from a centralized location, or you just want
to task and notes. Can you assign to other people in the system?
Yeah, absolutely. You can share a task into a group. You can share a task into a list, or you can individually task somebody with a to do. And I can go into that once let me go ahead and end the call. Test. This is a note. So let's say I'm on here and I want to send a note to Will and say, hey, your client called, and let's put a number in here, 777-777-777. Okay, and I can add an attachment to it, and let's go ahead and I can share this right to you. So I can go and add, cancel. Here, let's share that, click that, and then I'm going to share it with Will, and that will actually show up in his, and I can give him different types of permission, read only or full. I'll give him add and done. Now I've actually shared a note with Will, and he can see it in his portal. So to see all your notes, you go into your notes and you click on that, and now you can see who has access to it.
So pretty much if you have a receptionist that's sitting at home, they're taking calls and they try to transfer you to you, don't answer, they can actually put a note in, John Doe, called you, and send that over. That gives the phone number and everything of the call.
That is correct.
Good, good.
Yeah.
And guys, this you don't even have it. And when Al is using this, he's not even using his phone like I have sitting on my desk. He does have one, but he's actually just using this. So Al, when you got this pulled up, it's going to ring your desk phone and this phone, cell phone at the same time.
Yes,
correct?
it rings both. I can answer the phone on my desk phone or the web soft client.
Okay, and then you can listen to your voicemails from here. Is that correct?
Yes, absolutely. There is a tab on the left-hand side that has voicemail. I currently don't have any voicemails left on here. We can create one real quick.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. So that's where you're looking here. It will show the time, caller ID, and so forth. So.
And also you have actions, which you can create notes, and you can create tasks for either follow-up or sharing with other users within the phone system.
Okay. And then so our phone system for everybody, and one of the things that you great about VoIP systems is a lot of VoIP systems comes with call recording by default. And we do call recording by default for our clients. We don't turn it on unless you ask us, but you get it as part of the package. And so as you see here, the call that Al just made to me to 100, that is the actual call there. And so he could actually re-listen to that. Now you can give different types of permissions. You can have permissions for owner or admin to listen to all call recordings for all employees, or you can say you can only listen to your own. So there's different types of permissions that you can give with our call recording. But that's a great feature, especially when you're doing training and where we're training our techs that proper to answer the phone and how to handle situations and stuff. We use a lot of that for training and everything. So yes, just so you guys know, if you do call into our support, it is call recorded. Go down to the what is it called? The call queues.
Okay, for our call center.
Yeah, the call center. So we do have a call center feature that is not by default for part of the phone system. That is extra calls. But as you see, my text in the phones, who's available, who's away, who's in queue, who's not in queue. So I can see really in real time what's going on, how many texts are on the phone, and so forth. So there's a lot of things that you can control right here within the system and to see if they're in queue. Now, the biggest thing that people ask is do not disturb. And I've got a few customers that that's on this call that ask about it all the time. Do not disturb still does not work in this portal from a standpoint. That is a Polycom a VoIP issue, and we're working with Polycom, and our engineers are working on trying to get that accomplished. But unfortunately, D&D is still an issue. But as you at least can see here from a presence standpoint, you can see if they're on the phone or not with presence and everything. So. But that's one of the things that we're working on. Now, one of the other things I wanted to share with you guys is the mobile where, so Al, call me again, and I want to, And so actually, I'll hold on one second. Continue. And I jumped in again on my phone, so I apologize. But I'm gonna share my screen real fast. Actually, Al, unstop sharing your screen. I'm gonna share mine. And Zoom. So guys, what I'm doing here is I'm actually going to just share my screen. So Al, in just a second, I want you to call me here. There we go. Okay, Al, go ahead and call me real fast. It's not going to share because when the call is coming in. I apologize, guys. But we in the app, you have a phone app that I'm going to try to reshare with you again. I guess it's not going to let me share it while you're calling in now.
I just thought.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
App should show up now.
So we have an app that you can use on your phone. And so if you call my direct line or they call my extension, it actually will ring my cell phone as well. So I can do follow me, find me, which will ring my cell phone number, or you can have it ring the app. And of course, as I'm sharing, and this is not going to pull up, live demos, right? You got to love them. So as you see here, where Al called me 3 times, I can answer these calls via the app on my phone. What's nice about it is I do not have to give out my cell phone number. So employees that are working from home, and Al, what's your extension?
302.
See if I can call you. Yeah, it kicks me out of Zoom every time. Oh, there we go. That's not. Okay. See, yep, there you go. So as you see, I'm on the phone, and now you can hang up. So you see, I'm on the phone with Al. I can swap. I can put it on speaker. I can, do different things with that. So I'm gonna stop sharing that now. So really, that is the benefit of having that, because now you can ask your employees, hey, can you take calls from home? If they don't have the cell phone, they can at least use the mobile app and take those calls. There we go. Sorry, for some reason it froze on my screen. Live demos, you got to love them, right? Al. So Al, go ahead and go back and share your screen again.
Let's share, stop sharing. All right.
Okay, and so guys, again, the mobile app you can use to make calls, to receive calls. You never have to give clients or prospects your direct cell phone number. When you make a call from the app, it actually shows up as the office number calling. The biggest thing that I have to disclaimer is when working from home, you need to educate if you're using a VoIP system, you need to educate your staff to do not call 911 from their phone. If they have an emergency, make sure they are calling from somewhere else, a house phone or a cell phone, because if you call 911 and then hang up from your office phone, emergency personnel are going to show up at your office, okay? Because the E911 system is recorded as your to your office. So be very careful and make sure you educate your employees of that, for them not to call 911 from their office phone, because 911 is not going to show up at their house. It's going to show up at your office, especially if they do not tell the 911 operator that they're calling from, they're working from home, and then give the proper address. So just a disclaimer there on that. Al, anything else that you want to show? We're 20 minutes, but we're not going to waste the whole 20 minutes. Again, I just want to educate you guys. What can you share there?
You asked about tasks and being able to assign and share. Yes, absolutely. You can delegate tasks to a person or be the delegator for a task. Not only that, when you create a task, you can do different bullet points and different milestones in a task, and based on this, you can actually get a percentage done. I don't think I set one up with the bullet points in there to show, but you can go into the task itself and show a completion rate. Let's say I'm 50% complete on task 4, and I'm gonna share it with Will. Tags, and this, let's call it phone demo, and then we're gonna give it priority A. You can give it a level, but once you do that, it actually will say how much I have completed on that task. And if you are sharing that task with either a manager or another colleague, you can actually see how far along you are, and that other person can see where are you in your task.
Yep. And I think, for people that have like us, we don't use this because we have our ticketing system. We work strictly out of the ticketing system. But if you currently don't have a way to assign tasks to your employees currently, this would be a good way for them to actually use this and utilize this. So it's sort of a all-in-one phone system and a task-oriented type thing. So again, that's another. I didn't even know this benefit was here. So Al, thank you for sharing that with me.
There's one more. There's actually a instant messaging communication product within inside Bumia, where you can have channels, you can have direct messages between employees and managers. You can have public channels and private channels. For instance, if you just want communications happening between managers, you can do it in a private channel. And unless you are part of that channel, nobody else can communicate or see any of the communication. But public channels are typically public, where everybody can see it that has access to the portal.
Okay, and guys, this sort of if you watched my webinars in the past with Slack or Teams, it's sort of I would say a cheap way of doing it. It's obviously this is a phone system and not strictly meant to do this, but if you don't have Slack or Teams, this is another option for you to use with task and communication between your clients and so forth. All right. Well, Al, appreciate it. Anything, to educate on, anything else to add to educate on VoIP and the benefits, especially like you're working from home, and how has it, I mean, you haven't skipped a beat, but how has it helped you just to continue going with your daily work?
Being able to communicate effectively with either phone or even instant messaging definitely helps to keep clear channels of communication. If you have to instantly, jump on a meeting with somebody in a one-to-one meeting, you can. It's just as good as being in the office without the human interaction.
Yep. And that's the biggest thing, guys, is what we're wanting to share here is people can work remote, and all the videos up to this. And again, if you want to watch the past videos, go to vectorchoice.com/work-from-home. It's got all the videos there, any links that we shared. And I'll tell you, employees can be productive working from home. It's just a different way of managing and a different way of thinking from the employee standpoint and the owner standpoint and the management team. But there's enough tools out there today that you can work remotely. If by chance you're interested in our VoIP product, please reach out to me. I'd love to help you, love to educate you more on that and how we utilize it. And if you want to know about pricing and everything, I'd love to share that with you. Okay, so guys, we're ending this webinar, but Friday's webinar, we're going to be talking about how to secure your home network. And also, I've got a special guest, Cindy Marvin, from Executive Director of Legal Shield. So we're going to be talking about, at the first part is Legal Shield and ID Shield. And especially, we're talking about security of your home network, but ID Shield will help you secure your credit and different other things. It's amazing. We use it. We offer it to all our employees as a benefit. All employees have it with their family. You can monitor up to 5 family members with it. Credit cards. You can monitor your social media accounts and everything. So it's a lot that you can do and a lot that you can monitor. I'll definitely be showing you that. If she doesn't show you that part, I'll be sharing that with you guys as well. but we're going to be talking about how to secure your home network, because so many people think that you can just go home and work and everything's secure and everything's just as secure as sitting at the office. Yes, your laptop is secure, especially if you're a client of ours. We've got the proper equipment on it, but it doesn't stop your kid. And I hate to say it, but let's say watching things they should not be watching, especially if you got a teenager in the house. And that virus can spread across the network. And remember, that network is your home network today, especially, and it's your office network. So we're going to educate you guys a little bit about how to secure your network, how to lock things down from that standpoint. I appreciate everybody coming on today. If you want to contact me, my email address is below, wnobles@vectorchoice.com, or you can give us a call at 678-701-0210. Again, thank you so much. Please stay safe, stay at home, stay healthy, and God bless. You guys have a wonderful day. Thank you, Al. Thank you so much. Thank you, Sarah, if you're still there.